Hi everybody, it's Diana, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, here with this week's Teach Me Tuesday. And last week I showed you a little sneak peek of what I was going to do today. And I'm going to be using the Poinsettia Petals stamp set. And this is actually the card from September's Christmas card of the month. So if you did that class, you have this card and you can make your own. So, but I thought I would definitely get on here, hey everybody, and show you how beautiful. Oh my gosh, I loved how this card turned out. I mean, you know, you shouldn't have a favorite child, you shouldn't have a favorite card, but this one was right up there. So I'm going to flip the phone around and we'll get started. All right. Always getting it out of, I'm like, it's just not super easy, but hey, it works. Okay, and I'm just gonna quickly make sure I'm live in the group, because some of my friends have done lives where they thought it was live and it wasn't. So the whole time they weren't even live. All right, so I am good. All right, very good. So now I can see. Hey Marcy. All right, so I'm going to get started. So this uses the Poinsettia Petals. And like I said, this was the class, the Christmas class of the mail last month. So people got the stamp set and then they got the matching die. And this is the card that they did. So they got one finished card. I always send one finished card. And then they get the supplies for 10 cards. So basically, these would be the pieces they would have got. Now, nothing would be stamped, mind you. I have stamped it ahead of time just for the video. So they got like their 10 Just Jade card bases. They got their 10 Whisper White pieces. They got their 10, and this is the, oh, the Splendor. Hang on a minute. The Snowflake Splendor DSP. Then they got a piece of shimmery that they would stamp their poinsettias on, and their leaves and their berries, and then they would cut them out and then assemble their card. So basically that's what I'm going to do. We're going to have fun today. So usually I'm always do the Stampin' blends, and it's been a while since I've watercolored for you, so that's what I ended up doing with these cards. So we had the new water painters, and they are amazing, and I have a few sets of them. But the colors that I'm using today are Crumb Cake, and since I'm coloring, and I had quite a few people take the class, I usually do each month. I really appreciate it. It keeps me home, keeps me out of trouble, and I do love getting the little packets ready for you. So I had quite a few main cards. Like I told you, they get a finished card in their packet. So I had quite a few to do for that one sample. So what I always do, I always squirt the ink inside the lid. So I have just squirted Crumb Cake into the lid, and then I'm just taking my I want to say it's we're so used to calling them aqua painters, but it's water painter. Oh my gosh, now I have the name wrong, but I'll correct myself after. But anyways, okay. So then I'm just going to quickly, I'm going to give a little squeeze, get some water going, because I want to dilute my crumb pretty well. Okay, and then I always have my little sponge there, my little nail polish sponge that I use to clean off. And then I just quickly painted my poinsettias. And what's funny is the crumb looks almost green, and then when it dries, it turns to the crumb color. So I'm just quickly, and I'm not even going to the ends. I'm just quickly laying down that color in there. And then the little baby one, get that one. And then I'm going to add a little bit more water just to dilute it a little bit more. There, because it was getting a little bit too dark. Because after the first go with that, then I go back to my big one. I'm going to go back to the big one, and now I'm going to go more into where it's not as diluted and add a little bit more dark. And you won't see a lot of this because it's going to be layered behind, but it just gives you some practice, and you'll see a little bit of it. So it's just going to add a little bit of the dark. I grab the medium one and do the same thing. So now I'm going to add just a little bit of the dark. I love these new water painters. I got a little bit more than I wanted. All right, so then now remember, this is shimmery, and I did stamp with the Memento ink. So you don't want to fiddle fart around too much, because it could bleed a little bit, like if you mess with it too much. So, but I stamped these a while ago because I knew I was going to do this. So I stamped them while I was doing the classes, like when I was getting them ready. So I stamped the extra ones. So they've had days to dry. But a lot of times you may not, right? You might be like doing your cards right away. So you just want to make sure that you don't fiddle fart around too much and have the have it bleed. If you're worried about that, you can use your StazOn. All right, so then I'm just going to squeeze and clean my the end of my brush. All right, then I'm going to grab the leaves, and now I'm using just Jade because that is the cardstock that I use. So I want to make sure that my colors go together. So I already squirted the green into there. So the same thing, I'm going to give this a little squeeze, get this kind of diluted in here, get my little whatchamacallit, my little makeup sponge. All right, so I'm going to grab some of the green. I'm making sure that you can see me. All right, and then I'm just going to quickly paint my leaves. So the same as the poinsettia, I am going quick, and I'm not going all the way to the end. I'm leaving my ends light. So I'm just keep grabbing that green. And then, just like I did before, I'm going to go over and I just flick the lid right off my pen. All right. And then I'm going to just pick up a little bit. So it's just a little bit dark. So you just pick up a little bit of this where there's wet is. And then just go into the, where you've squirted it, just to add a little more. You want to get a little bit more. All right, and then I'll do my little baby one. And then like any of the coloring, when you do the watercoloring like this, as the things dry, they will lighten up a little bit. That's like we had the inside of the house painted yesterday. And almost all the rooms. So now today, we've been like trying to decide what we want to put back up, what we want to get rid of. So it's all fun. But it looks like a new house. And we've been here forever. Okay. There. Now I'm going to do the berries. Now the berries, I'm using the real red. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to add some of my... But with the red, I want it to be more potent. So I'm not going to dilute it as much. So I'm going to color those berries in. I'm leaving some white area. So I'm going to give them their once over really quick. I also am going to do it to the center of this little guy, but I just want to make sure he was the baby one. But I am going to use one of the beads. So you don't really see that, but just in case, I'm just showing, because you might not want to use the bead. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like without the bead and with the bead. And then I grabbed it almost full strength to do the rest of the berry. And that just, those berries are so cute. All right, and same thing with my flower. I'm just going to kind of touch here and there. So there's some light and there's some dark. Then I'm going to squeeze, clean out my water painter. And the lid went on the floor, or I would put the lid on it. Okay, I think that's all my pieces. Now ahead of time, let me make sure my fingers are clean. So ahead of time, I had stamped the greeting on here. So, let's see. All right. Now, I'm using this side because, this is gorgeous. This goes so well with the jade. It looks so amazing. All right. So, I'm just going to get this started with my finger. Da-da-da. And I probably cut it longer than I needed to because that's just what I usually do. So then this is going to go on here. Yeah, it is. All right. Flip it around. And now I can see. So I'm going to make that match and that match. Then take my handy dandy scissors in the drawer. And I'm just going to cut off the little bit of overhang. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this ribbon. Now this is oh my gosh, it's the 3-pack. It goes with the sunflowers. Oh, is it on sale? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Is it on sale? I don't think it is. I don't think this is one that's on sale. No, it's not. But that's the one I used. But anyways, what am I looking for? The ribbon isn't on sale. I'm like losing my mind. But the DSP that this goes with is not. It's like flower season, I think it's called. Okay, so I'm going to do that fake little bow that I showed you last week. So I put my glue dots. And then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to add my ribbon. Add my ribbon. And these were like my little leftover pieces. It was so funny. I'm the worst mathematician, but so I always like try to go, okay, well I need so many, inches of ribbon, and I need so many whatever, and you get so many yards in a roll. So I was thinking, okay, I need this many rolls of ribbon for everybody at class. And I just made it. But then when I was going to do these little ones for you guys, I was like, oh, I didn't have any pieces. But what I did was I had the little pieces left on the roll that weren't quite as long as I needed. So I was like, oh, I'll just use those. So these are the little end pieces that I used. All right, so then I tie this on here. Then I cut my little, whatchamacallit, my little ends. And so you got our cute little ribbon. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start to put together your poinsettia. So I just used the glue dots. So I put a glue dot. And then I just put them like together, like, but then I turn it just a little bit because we still have to add the baby one. So then we're going to add the little baby one. And then he's going to go there. And then I put the card together. Now I made so many of these that I know where I got to put my leaves. So I'm going to put some glue dots on the end of the leaf. So this is what I usually do. I usually get all these things on my glue dot roll all ready to go. So like I'll have all these things like stuck on there. So, and it's funny. So my phone is showing me talking and my computer is not. So I feel like I'm ignoring everybody. Let's see here. So, and then Facebook has, they'll go, because I see no comments. I see Marcy's and that is it. But now Facebook has added, do you want to start your video in your event? And I said, yes. So I'm thinking that its settings are just a little different. All right, so I know that leaf goes here and this leaf goes here. Then I have the berries. And I know the berry goes here. And I know the other berry goes here. When you make a bunch of them, you know. Okay, so I know that one goes there. But then what I'm going to do with the poinsettia is I'm going to flip them over. And so like I see a little high, but I don't want to mess with my phone. So I'm going to have to look at your comments after. So I apologize. I hope nobody's asking something that I need to answer. If I do, I will respond in the comments after, okay? Because it's just different. I shouldn't have maybe said go in the group to start the meeting or start the video. Who knows? I am not good with changes whatsoever. All right, so by doing the little dimensionals on the back, what I've done is I've snagged all my pieces. So even though I only put the poinsettia together with one glue dot on each piece, which would make them be wonky. You know, it would make it spin and be not really, really secure. But then when it's done, by doing the glue dots in the back, see I've snagged like these two together, those two. I've even got the little baby one there. So now that poinsettia is nice and secure now. All right, then I just have to peel all my little, and you could use the big glue dots too. I just grabbed the baby ones. Then you just have to pull all your little backings off, and then these will be all over the house tomorrow on the dog's nose or whatever. All right, da, 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 da. Get off of there. Then I just come over to the card and it goes on here like that. Now it's all nice and secure. Now he moves just a tad, so see, he's moving just a little bit. So that's when you take your scissors or your poke tool, and I picked a little glue dot up, and I'm just gonna lift that little leg and stick it down. That way he is really secured. All right, but now see, that poinsettia is not going anywhere. And if you think that's a little loose, you could put some glue dots back there, but I think he's fine. But oh my gosh, so cute. But to finish this off, a piece de resistance. Don't you like that accent? All right, so I am taking, these are the beaded pearls, and everybody they got 10 little beaded pearls, and then it's really was up to them if they wanted to use them. All right, and then I just stick it on there, pick it off with my scissors or your pick-me-up tool, stick that on there, and isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, these pearls are amazing. And if you make jewelry, I bet you could even put an earring back on it and make a gorgeous set of earrings, I bet. Okay, so here's the one I did. Here's the one I did earlier. And then I have these pieces, so I'll make one more. So hey, I'll have 3 Christmas cards ready to go. But beautiful. I mean, I love this. I love this paper because this paper has snowflakes in it, but it's beautiful and it goes perfectly with the poinsettias. So you don't have to necessarily use the poinsettia paper with the poinsettias, because this paper looked gorgeous just because I tied the cardstock in with this DSP, and I cut, and same with the leaves, I tied that in, and then this even goes with it. Even though this is not even Christmas ribbon, this is where is the pack? It's right here. Flowers for Every Season ribbon pack. That is where I got the gingham ribbon. It comes as a 3-pack. So you get the white, you get the jade, and then you get, I think it's like a misty moonlight. It's got silver and white, and misty moonlight. It's gorgeous. So, so this is just a way to show that you don't have to always make everything, you know, be from the same suite or even the same season, because it goes amazing together, I think. But anyways, okay. So I mentioned this last week. Don't forget about the DSP, the Designer Series paper sale. Don't forget about that. That runs all October. Don't forget, I have my hostess code for the month. I also have the 2 classes in the mail. So just like the poinsettia one that I talked about, where you get the 1 finished card and the supplies for 10, that's what this is. So this month, it's Don't Stop Believin' is the Christmas one, and the From All of Us is a seasonal one. So it's the same thing. You'll get 1 completed and then the supplies for 10. So if you're interested, make sure you holler at me, because in 4 days the sign up will be ended for those classes. So I don't want you to miss out if you're interested. So anyways, I'm going to stop jabbering, and I want to thank you for joining me today. And if, like I said, if I missed any of your questions, I will answer them in the comments, okay? And then I'm going to get this converted and uploaded into my YouTube. So I just want to thank you again, and have a great Tuesday and a great evening. Bye for now.